keep active is the first one. If you have worked with me for a while, you may recognize this energy chart. Okay, what we've got here is 4 different energy zones: performance zone, recovery zone, burnout zone, and survival zone. Now, I'm not going to go into detail today, but the reason that I've put this up is because if we're going to keep active, we need to keep active in these 2 zones. So what we've got is performance zone and recovery zone. Okay, so now in the performance zone, your energy is high. You have lots of energy and you are passionate, focused, confident, challenging, energetic. Okay, that's all great energy, isn't it? Yeah. However, if you are low energy but it is still positive, you are peaceful, mellow, relaxed, unfocused, calm. Okay, now people often forget this mode. There's a big misconception as well when people assume what best behavior is. When I ask people, what are you like at your best? You know, what words describe you at your best? A lot of the words I get out is energetic and confident and challenging and motivational and inspirational. That's all fine, that's great, that's brilliant, don't get me wrong. But we can be calm, focused, carefree, peaceful at the same time. So, later on, one of the end slides that we've got, we need to have a nice balance between these 2 things. If you want to be at your best, if you want to kick away winter blues, yes, you want high energy to do all of this stuff, but you'll have to make time to do the recovery zone, because if you don't, what happens is we end up in the burnout zone. And the burnout zone is exhausted, defeated, burnt out, sad, upset, annoyed, things like that. That's what we call the burnout zone. And of course, we have to be very, very careful of the survival zone. That's when we've got high energy that's directed in the wrong way. Then you're angry, defensive, fearful, anxious. So anxiety comes out in that zone there, okay? So bearing in mind your energy gets hit in winter, okay, generally. Why? Lack of vitamin D, lack of sunlight, cold rather than warm on our bodies. Central heating isn't great either. Okay, so it's great to keep us warm, but it's quite false. It sometimes makes your chest tight. It's not particularly great, to be honest. You know, my guys in the office go mad with me. That's not great, is it? We have the radiator on and the window open, and I'm sure that's not that environmentally friendly, so I apologise for that as well. But the fresh air is so important, which is why getting outside is one of the things we're going to talk about. So just bear this in mind. Energy levels, we need to be up here and have high energy. How do we do that? Well, we kick away winter blues and we do all the other stuff we're going to talk about today, but you also need to make time for the recovery zone, which again we will come on to in a little while. So what I've got here now is an energy pattern during the day, because our energy is in our hands. Okay, we don't just wake up with a certain amount of energy. It's not like we've got like a battery indicator on our breastplate here that kind of you wake up and you kind of go, oh God, I've only got 3 bars today instead of 5. It doesn't kind of work that way. Our energy is up to us. We generate our own energy. How? By a lot of the things that we're going to discuss today, what you eat, the exercise, all that type of stuff, mindfulness and all that. We generate our energy. But what we've got here is we've got low to high on a scale of 1 to 10 energy. And then across the bottom here, we've got from 5 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock midnight. And if you were to take your average day, okay, and I know that's difficult because your days might change and so on and so on and so on, but if you were to take your average day, you know, at my average day, let's say it's an office day and I'm not delivering work, let's say I'm not in the studio like I am now. If I'm in the office, 5 o'clock, I'm normally in bed, I'll be very honest with you, okay? 6 maybe, I'm starting to get up at that point. Okay, by 7 I'm absolutely awake. By 8 o'clock, I'm probably here. By 9 o'clock, I'm at number 10. That continues till just after lunch. I get a bit of a dip, and then it comes back up. Then I tend to get a dip around 3 o'clock. My energy starts to drop off. Don't ask me why, just tends to do. Must be a pattern that I've got into. Probably drops down to like low medium, and then it kicks back in, kind of 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And last night it was up till about 8, 9 o'clock, and then by 10 o'clock I'm normally in bed, okay? So it drops back down. Now, you can map your energy pattern out, no problem at all. And if anybody wants this document, I can make sure people get it. But if you can map your energy pattern out, it doesn't mean that's how your energy has to be. So, tomorrow, I'm in the office most of the day. I don't have any studio work. I do have a phone call at 3 o'clock, or a Zoom call, should I say, at 3 o'clock. Now, I know my energy is normally low at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So what can I do at 2:30 to give me more energy? It's as simple as that. And what I mean is, what can give me more energy in a great way, not just have a cup of coffee or eat some chocolate, okay, or something sugary. That will give me a short boost, won't it? But we all know that actually there's a drop after that, isn't there? So what can I do in order to do that? Now, some of the things that I can do are within these 8 steps for today that I'm going to take you through. So the reason I've put that up, just have a think about your energy pattern. It'll be different at the weekend, then it will be different. During the day, it'll be different if you're in meetings than if you're not in meetings, and so on and so on. But just bear that in mind. The learning point to take away is we are in charge of our energy. Some of our energy is going to be in performance zone, and some of our energy is going to be in recovery zone. Okay, and we've got to do that recovery zone. If you speak to an athlete, a gold medal winning athlete, they will tell you their rest days are as important as their training days. So when do you give yourself time to recover? Okay, and don't say what one delegate once said to me. I recover 9 to 5 during the week. That's not really the point, is it? Yeah. When are you on performance zone? And when do you have a little bit of recovery? And it might be you recover in the evenings, and so on and so on and so on. Okay? So, just bear those 2 things in mind. Which zone we need to be in. We don't want to be over there. This is negative energy. This is positive energy. Over here, performance zone, recovery zone. And what's your energy pattern for the day? Because you can choose what that's going to be if you give yourself the right instructions, which we will finish off with today. Okay? So that's the first thing. If you say things like, oh, it's horrible, I hate winter. I hate it when the dark nights. I hate it when you wake up and it's dark and you go to work and then you come home and it's dark and it's cold and it's miserable. If you say all of those things, guess what that's going to do to your energy level? It's going to, I tried to whistle then, didn't come out, see that? It's going to go, it's going to drop, isn't it, your energy level straight away, okay? So just be careful. Right, keeping active. Keeping active is very, very important. So, understand which zone you're in. So be active in performance zone or be active in recovery zone, okay? So be active at relaxing. We can do that, okay? But most people know that being active means obviously moving around, okay? Map your daily energy patterns, as we've said, okay? Physical exercise releases endorphins. We'll talk about that in a moment. And I'm sure most of the people on this session today know that it releases endorphins, okay? When you don't feel like exercising, that's the best time to do it. So just take that in, excuse me, for a moment. So I just thought, we've just had somebody just join us. Welcome to the call. When you don't feel, excuse me, like exercising, that's the best time to go and do it. So if you get home at night or you finish work and you've had something to eat and you're kind of like, I should go out for a walk or whatever it may be, oh, do you know what, it's cold, it's raining, I can't be bothered, that's the best time to actually go and do it. And I'll guarantee you, you will feel better at that point. The key is to just get out of the door. I'm sure that there's been people on this call in the past that have forced themselves to get out in the past, to go to the gym or go outside or go for a walk, whatever, and you felt better afterwards. You haven't felt like doing it, but you're glad you went afterwards. So when you don't feel like it, that's the best time to do it. Also, make it daily. One of these sessions, one of these slides is about routine, keeping your routine. If you have a routine of exercise, and when I say exercise, I don't mean, you haven't got to run a marathon. Okay, it could be just a little bit of exercise. It could be a walk around your garden. You know, I phoned my accountant the other day, 8 o'clock in the morning, just to catch up about a couple of things, and he was walking around his garden. That's how he starts his day, just to walk around his garden, and he was talking to me as he was walking around his garden. You know, put a coat on, put a scarf on, we're all good to go, okay?